Hello to all my groovy ghoulies out there. It's your Uncle Newton again with another fright film for you. Today, we're looking at something a little special. You see, we've looked at some classics, some downright good films, some of the cult underground, but today we're going to look at one of the major food groups. You see, there's things like the Universal Monsters, the 80s slashers, but now we're going to look at the 50s and 60s, something a little bit nitty and gritty, something from England, something from across the pond. That's right, we're looking at Hammer Films. Let's take a look. If you're into horror, odds are you've heard of Hammer Films. Founded in 1934, they made their name in the 50s and 60s as Britain's #1 house of fright. While giant bugs and mutated dinosaurs were crushing theaters around the world, Hammer decided to take a stab at the gothic horrors previously dominated by Universal in the 1930s and 40s. The result was a series of the macabre and grotesque in full widescreen color and the start of the trashy exploitation that would forever come to be associated with the genre. They made household names out of Peter Cushing and Christopher Lee, and ensured their cinematic legacy for years to come. Without Hammer, there would be no Saruman or Tarkin. Captain Clegg, or Night Creatures as it is known in North America, is a departure from their Frankenstein and Dracula movies, but I'll be damned if it can't go toe-to-toe with their best. The story centers around a small coastal community beset by British soldiers looking for smugglers. Peter Cushing leads the cast as the local parson, and as we soon find out, almost everyone in this small town is hiding a secret. In fact, almost everyone in the village is part of the smuggling racket, including our romantic lead played by Oliver Reed. In most movies, we'd be made to identify with the heroic sailors who arrive alienated in the small town, but here we actually root for the criminals. It's awesome! The final resting place of the notorious pirate, Captain Clegg, the town and its marshes are also the home of what seem to be spectral phantoms that haunt the night. Are they real or just a diversion for the British Navy? Only time will tell. I love the way these guys look. It feels like something out of a frightening Disney cartoon come to life. Peter Cushing is great as always. Despite the fact that his character is obviously hiding something, you can't help but love how playful he is when diverting suspicion and playing mind games.
I always think this is the best part of the day, don't you? Come in, come in.
Why did you flinch when I touched your arm?
It wasn't my arm, Captain. You trod on my foot.
That's kind of how the whole film is. It's a massive joke that we and the bizarre characters are in on at the expense of the straightforward law enforcers. The other reason this stands out in the Hammer film canon is because of this guy, Michael Ripper, who plays Cushing's right-hand man, Jeremiah Mibbs, the local coffin maker who sleeps in his own coffins.
Dr. Pepper signed the certificate natural causes, but I should have thought from the look of the poor fellow that he died of fright.
Ripper was one of those stalwart character actors in the Hammer stock company. In most movies, he usually played bit parts with only a couple lines of dialogue, but on occasion he got bigger roles like this one. Here comes the best part. Underarm for the win! Yeah! Michael Ripper's the man. In their heyday, Hammer produced more horror movies than most studios do in their entire lifespan. This is one that could easily slip through the cracks, but if you're looking for something to tackle after their Frankenstein and Dracula movies, it should more than satisfy. The performances are golden, the horror is chilling, and the atmosphere is playful. Give it a watch.
Working late tonight, coffin maker?